discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, this video is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering you a free audiobook with a 30-day free trial membership. All you need to do is go to audibletrial.com/BGUnlocked. The link is in the description below, and now enjoy the video. Hey everyone, welcome to Board Games Unlocked, and we are doing the discussion for Kingdom Death Monster. We have played this game 4 times now, I think. Yeah.
That sounds accurate.
I think that's about right. And have only fought the White Lion, so this is going to be an interesting discussion because we haven't really fought anything else. So, what do you guys think of Kingdom Death Monster?
Boy, is it just crazy.
It is delightfully brutal.
Yeah. Yep, that sounds about right. It's I mean, Devin has described it the best as Monster Hunter the board game.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Which is really funny because in my mind that sounds awful. You know, that sounds very extremely tedious, and it's just like, wow, the same hunt. But each time we fought the lion, like, it's always been interesting.
It's always done different things.
Right, right, and so it's always a challenge, especially the one time we tried it at level 2, and we're like, this isn't possible. But at least for me, the game's not perfect. I have a few qualms with it, but that doesn't really lower. I mean, it obviously lowers my overall rating of it, but I still think this game is phenomenal. I thoroughly enjoy playing this every single time, even though it can be frustrating, just because everything hinges on die rolls. So how well you do can be dependent on, once again, how the dice go, just like Folklore. But at the end of the day, they can always be turned thematic, which is what I really do like about dice, is because you can make it a thematic touch, versus anything where it's just like, well, this doesn't logically make sense. It's like, well, you're fighting some vicious lion in gear that you're not equipped for, so you got fucked. But Monster Hunter, you do prevail, get the gear, hopefully, that you need, or that you want, and then you go back to the settlement, and then turn it into other gears, so then you go fight it again, and then you just keep doing that until you're like, you either go, because in Monster Hunter, they have different difficulties of the same monster too.
And then you just kit up your armor and just keep on fighting harder ones.
Yep.
It's great.
Yep. I would say, kind of just like Monster Hunter, this game requires people to play it with. I would not want to do this solo.
Yeah, it would not. This would not be a fun
There's no
time.
way. There's no way you could. You wouldn't be able. There's no way you'd be able to beat a monster just with one person.
I mean, wouldn't one person like control 2 or 4?
They might. Yeah.
I think it's how it's set up. You
Gotcha.
control 4.
That might be doable then.
So in terms, I mean, because I have a feeling the majority of us are going to have more positive things to say than negatives.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll just go ahead and talk about the negatives of the game. Kat, do you have any negatives?
I mean, I know what you're gonna say, because it's fair. Like, it hinges on luck, which can be really frustrating.
Right.
When it's like, I have this basic skill, I know how to do this, and it's hard to pull yourself back into that thematic area and be like, okay, I fucking tripped over something, or like, I know in my everyday life I don't do something that I know how to do perfectly.
The lion isn't just standing there waiting for you to hit it. It's not turn-based.
He's not like turning over his wrist so I can just slit it open.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I'm gonna fight back.
It's a massive lion that is running around the arena, turning and squirming, and when you think of it like that, it's fine. I mean, dice, I'll bitch about dice, but I'll also praise dice at the same time. Dice happen.
Yeah.
So,
like, in the moment, it's just hard to be like, okay.
yeah, it's like, me!
Right, like 2 trap cards.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, fuck!
I'm dead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then your character dies.
Because I can't dodge out of a trap.
Yep, because it's just like, it ran off. I mean, thematically, it ran off, and then you're like, ah! And then it turns and just like, claws your face off. Or like rips open your chest, and it's like, oh, there you go, there went
My
butt.
spleen.
Yeah.
What was it? The way you died was a bone went into your heart.
Oh, that's right. He like knocked a bone.
Oh.
He's just like, remember what she did to my mother? I'm gonna do to you.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
He was the
that was the thematic reasoning behind it.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, like, I really don't have any complaints. Like, I know what I signed up for. I'm not going to complain that it's too hard, because that's like me playing Dark Souls and being like, it's too hard! Like,
Just gotta get good.
Yeah, we fucking knew what we were getting into.
Yeah, so my biggest negative with the game is basically, and it's not even really that bad, but it's just frustrating in the moment, is that this is the fourth time we've played, and I still feel like if I don't read the rules right before playing again, then I'm like, I don't know
Right.
what to do.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
stuff
like,
going on.
I mean, pretty much half of this is, like, really, actually just story events. In all reality, because I've read, like, the core rules, and it is organized pretty well, because you do, I mean, you have, like, the core rules of what survivors do and monsters and yada yada, but then the phases of the hunt phase, where you go down the events, that's its own section, then you go to the monster phase, and that's its own section, then you go to, so it's all organized in the way you would play a Lanterneer, but still, it's like half the time, it's like, okay, well, I really need to figure out this one thing. I need to know what Hunt XP is. I cannot find this, or what was it that we were looking up? Oh, blind spot.
Insight as well.
What?
You were looking up insight.
Looking up what insight was.
Yeah.
We were looking up,
right.
like, blind, like what the ruling on
We were
blind
looking up
spot
a lot of
was.
stuff.
Yeah, so there's a lot of fiddly rules, which, I mean, you come to expect from an Ameritrash game like this. It's the same way with D&D, and in all reality, I wouldn't be as frustrated if I wasn't recording it. Like, that's really where it comes down. It's just, it's frustrating to do it while on camera. Just kind of like any Let's Player, like Game Grumps, whenever he keeps failing at, like, a task over and over, it's frustrating because it's like, people are watching this, and now it's like, I'm stupid!
You have to hold yourself to a higher standard while you're doing it.
And also, because it's just the realization of, like, because I know we edit out, like, when we're looking for rules, but, like, yeah, for anyone who's doing something live, or yeah, just they don't cut it out, it's like, nobody wants to watch it over and over and over.
Exactly. So, because I know if we were, like, recording D&D and we were playing, and it's just like, alright, Devin, you better know the fucking, rule book front to back, otherwise, because if you constantly have to keep looking.
Fuck that. I mean, I get to do whatever the fuck I want.
Exactly.
And then, like, if he constantly rolled ones or didn't fluff anything, so it was a breeze for you guys, or so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Right, so, I mean, in all reality, that's really the only negative I have about this game.
Yeah.
It's just, like, the rulebook's not bad. In fact, I mean, I like it. It's just, and I think if we do the tabs, or if you guys take the time to read it, so to help me remember stuff that, because there's been times when we've played games where you've read the rules, and it's just like, it's so relieving to just take that burden off me, because I can just be like, oh, do you remember? Yes, and it's like, oh, thank God, because now I don't have to, like, sorry guys, where is it?
Organic TV.
I think if everybody kind of gives it, just a read, because it's such a big game. If we just go over those, like, certain things, and then if I go through it and I just tab it.
It'll be like, oh, okay, here's where, because half the time funny enough, they give you 2 tabs, which is not enough, because I'm like, oh, I need to know, because I know we're going to be rolling on the severe injury, so I need that. Oh, I need to know the showdown phase. Oh, but I also need to know the settlement, and I don't have enough to mark it. That's pretty much my only negative. Josh, do you have anything?
We kind of just hit the nail on the head.
The biggest things.
Yeah.
What things I don't like?
Yeah.
I mean,
anything that's different from what we said.
If different from what you said. It just, I mean, it has a lot going on, but that's also part of the pleasure.
Right.
It's frustrating to have to deal with all the small moving bits, and then you get to a point where you just can't remember fucking everything. Like we just had babies, and then it's like, oh right, we forgot all about when we first had a baby. Now this is our whole philosophy on baby making.
Right.
And there's other things we have to take into account for that, and it's just a lot. It's nice, it's cool, it's nice having all those details, but it's remembering them is its own challenge.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, so now positives. Devin, why don't you start, because this ended up being your number one.
Yeah, it is my number one. Oh, it just hits all my pleasure centers. I love that kind of, you work towards a goal and you keep grinding at it, you just get steadily better and better, more gear, you're killing stronger monsters and you keep trying. Yeah, you might lose a few dudes here and there, but then you're just bearing more children, they'll just go out into the fray. And I like the settlement building. I just love the whole thing. I like the AI decks. I like how everything's always like kind of a random adventure.
That's probably...
The hunting is really cool. I mean, you could find nonsense shit. I don't know how many times they're going to give us insta-kill nonsense like the gambler guy.
I don't know. I mean, it just depends on the role for the hunt chart. There's 100 hunt events. And I don't know... I don't think that there's any more... No, there's no more in these. There's more story events in the expansions, but no more hunt events. Because in all reality, there's 100, and you'll most likely do at most like 6, unless certain events pull them closer, and you might do even less. My favorite thing probably about this game is what it's centered around, the monsters. Like, it's so relieving to have an actual AI deck and a hit location deck, which can sometimes be confusing because you roll and you're like, and I know you kept mixing it up, and you're like, oh, okay, so is that a wound? No, you hit him. Now you need to roll again to see if you wound him. But this isn't the first game that's done that. There's been a lot of games, like Shadows of Brimstone does rolls to hit, and then you roll to damage. But instead of where it's just like kind of like Folklore or any other kind of even video games where it's like you're just hitting and you just take away their health, these monsters react to certain things. So it's like, bam, I hit him, but I failed on this beast paw, so now he's going to attack me back. Or if it's a reaction regardless, like you hit the back of him and he just bolts, and you're just like, damn it! And then if anyone's in front of him, he grabs them and pulls them with them and stuff like that. That's my favorite thing about this entire thing. And I can say that even though we've only ever fought the lion, and each time it's reacted different. Like in a lot of other games, he would just be the same thing. Hey, he has 50 hit points. Just deal with that.
And it has an algorithm, the way it moves, it reacts this way to this, and this it's completely random.
Yeah, which is good because it's so grindy. Like, that kind of like alleviates.
It does. Like, never once, because if he did the exact same thing
over and over,
it'd be like, I don't want to fight this again.
Yeah, that would be.
But since he is different, and since it's only level 1, but level 2 he gets like special abilities, and you add more AI cards, so he'll be even tougher, and then he'll be tougher to kill. And then at level 3, you get like special items for killing a level 3 lion. But then it's just like, oh, well, that's just the lion. Then now we can fight. I mean, in our thing, we can fight the Screaming Antelope or Gorm, and it's like, and they all have their own unique deck and unique resources and then
unique miniatures,
unique minis that are all up there that we all assembled together, which was actually a huge daunting thing. But
well, I mean, each new boss comes with like new armor sets that we use on their body.
Yep, new armor sets, new locations, new story events, based off of just that, and then I mean, it's an expansive. Like, and I know sometimes one reviewer was saying that it gets tedious, and then oh wow, you keep fighting the same thing, and that's what I initially thought. But no, it's different each time, which I think is a lot of fun. Josh, positives on your end?
So, not until I started hanging out with you guys, I wasn't a big tabletop player. I didn't play board games a lot. My thing's always been video games. And this reminds me so much of various games that I love. The settlement building from like Civilization, building a society, hunting monsters, Dragon's Dogma, Monster Hunter, like so on and so forth. The RPG elements of having gear and getting abilities.
Yeah, and actually having like a character that whenever he dies, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh,
I'm a little attached to my madman.
What, 19 insanity?
I have 19 insanity.
No eye, busted jaw.
Yep, I have a destroyed jaw. I'm missing an eye because I stabbed myself.
From Gorm's Reign.
You're a main character.
I'm most definitely a main character.
Yeah. I'm the mother of civilization.
Right? I'm just
You're my
here. I'm just here.
You're my fuck buddy.
Yeah, and then we lost Buck.
Yeah.
And we lost Buck.
And like the important choice that like I love that it gives us a choice on like how we get to like form our society. Like we're clearly going like Spartan heavy on our children and like resource management.
Yeah, the story events make it even more interesting for the settlement building because you do have those stories. It's not just like draw a random event and boom, this is what happens.
Yeah.
You get a settlement event which affects the whole settlement phase and potentially later on like the heat wave we had where it's like, hey, if you have heavy fur on, you're fucking exhausted because you have heavy fur on. You cannot go out unless you happen to provide us with water. So it's like, no, we're good. We can still go out. And then it's like, well, yeah, what do we do with his body? Because there's all the concepts, because you don't know what this world is. You just wake up, and then in all reality, the beginning of the tutorial thing just says, because you get the miniatures for a bunch of you have fighters, and then the Screaming Antelope, Phoenix, and White Lion, and a bunch of other special bosses, the Hand, the Butcher, and all those guys. But it tells
humanoids.
you, because they can be overwhelming. When you open that box, you're like, oh my god, I have to put all this together. But it just tells you, hey, build the 4 survivors and the lion, and then just start playing. Don't even worry. We didn't do that. We just built everything.
Yeah,
once.
I don't even remember how long we spent. It was like 3 hours.
Yeah, we were about 3 or 4 hours, but then I came back and continued doing more, which I actually had a lot of fun putting them together. It was just kind of therapeutic.
Yeah.
Unless you're putting Rachel together.
Fuck Rachel.
I heard that my hair was pretty daunting because I wanted the curly hair.
Yep.
I
There was
know.
like 3 little curls that you just had to fucking.
Yeah, putting the minis together, sometimes it's why? Why is that
Right? Yeah.
a separate piece?
I was like, I wouldn't have chosen it, but
come
I know that.
on.
Yeah.
But so then it's just oh, I forgot where I was going with that. But yep.
Say, this is the closest thing I have seen to a video game that I've played. The
You might be right.
closest game to this is Folklore.
Yeah, but Folklore still has those elements of a board game.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, very much so.
and I mean, obviously, this is a board game. This is probably because D&D is gonna be your closest to a video game, your tabletop
For
RPG.
sure, but
This is essentially that.
but
Right.
I mean all the different elements to it makes it so vast, and
Oh.
it feels limitless almost in
Yeah.
certain aspects.
I remember what I was saying. Yeah, the story is you wake up and you don't know where it's at. Then you have to fight a lion, and then boom, you establish your settlement, like you guys said. So the game and your innovations are all up to you on how you want to play your game. Unlike Folklore or even Gloomhaven, where it's just here's the story we want to tell you. You have no choice in really anything.
Yeah.
Okay, here's this story and then this story, and then you just move on. This one, it's oh, what do we want to do? Who do we want to bring? What gear do we want to give him? And then let's go out and fight. And then the overarching story. I mean, there really isn't one. There's kind of not one to Monster Hunter. I mean, there is, but it's always piss poor. It's all about the monsters.
It's just a new reason to fight a monster.
Exactly. So
It's like any Godzilla movie.
right.
People expect plot. It's we're here to watch big things fight one another.
Exactly.
Want to see Godzilla
Yeah,
tear.
regardless, I mean, because even though we fought a level 2 White Lion, was getting wrecked, now we have actual armor and then gear, and now we probably could take the level 2. And even if we were under leveled,
Right.
and once again, it's a rules thing, I thought you had to get rid of the hit location. It's really just the AI deck. We probably got rid of 5. We got 5 wounds on him, so we weren't doing terrible.
Took a
We were
third.
getting fucked.
We took a third of his health total.
Yeah, so
Eating some nasty
and you can depart. I do remember that is a rule. So if you're getting really bad, you can be yep, let's back out.
Let's hee on out of here.
Yeah, let's skedaddle. I don't know. It's just fantastic. Everyone the different resources. And the character building is really neat too, because the events can affect your character. And hell, we even just had one where we had a savior born.
Yeah.
And
Special.
yeah, and so he's completely unique, and it's that's a character we can play. But if there's an event that could kick off that, he's just fucking gone.
Yeah.
So it's you could you shouldn't get attached to them because they can die so quickly.
Oh yeah.
It's very grounded in reality, more or less.
I really like that.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like it and I don't, because it sucks when they die, but it's still cool thematically when it does happen. And it's okay, well, which character do I want to make a completely new one, because we have 15 people. And apparently you can lose settlements, and then there's so much just different things that you can have. just in your own settlement, which is Determination Nation. I just want to
Forgot about
remind us of that.
We are determined to survive.
Pretty much, and you can actually, like, your characters can retire. So it's like, hey, at least they didn't die, but they're over there. Like, you can't have any more babies. Your snatch has soured. So we're gonna move on to someone else.
It has dried up.
But they have that reality of like, okay, well, if you want to have more legitimate characters, you have to have a male and female. I mean, so yes, that's how you make babies. I don't know. They just have a lot in this that I just think they do it so right. And then there's like the thing that's really daunting about it is the miniature assembly with the armor sets.
Yeah.
Like I have no idea where to go from there because it's like it's customized. Hey, just build another one and put armor sets on it. It's like, but do I put it on these? What do I do? Do I build a whole nother mini?
Yeah, you build one, yeah.
So I'm like, do I really want to do that? I might, but so you just have a bunch, and I don't know.
You run the risk you put all this armor super glued onto a mini, he dies.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and essentially what they say is like you're not gonna have every mini that depicts what you're holding. So a lot of people say do big important moments and then make a mini based off that. So like when Kat one-shot the lion, it's like, hey, let's make a mini for her and put a white lion helm because she got that from that event, which I think would be better instead of constantly trying to break pieces off and make a new mini each time.
Right. Yeah.
Kat, what's your favorite thing about this game?
I like the character building and like the story. Like when we get back to the settlement, like I think it's really interesting. Like I definitely wasn't expecting to get like, you know, a godlike child out of that.
Right.
I was just we just knew that we need to have babies because we need to make an actual viable
right
settlement. But I like that. I like the story that goes behind that. It's just never boring. Like no matter, because normally I hate stuff like this. Like I hate going back. Like we have to go back to town. Like I don't care. I like how we like evenly try to distribute amongst us. Like I had pants and I was gonna be fine with the pants, but we wound up getting boots and everybody got like either a better weapon or something.
Right. The other thing I wanted was an armor kit, which now I have 2 armor and everything, which is nice.
And Josh was over there sniffing sludge and it was just cool.
Becoming enlightened, thank you.
Huffing mercury over there. And then.
And I already said it. Like I like building our society. I like making those decisions and like how we're gonna just be.
How we're gonna survive.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's my favorite part. Yeah.
Like we accepted darkness.
Yeah.
Like the dark that envelops the world.
Yeah.
Where
Which was
children are born like Spartans.
Yeah.
Given a sword in
Yeah.
hand at birth. We're cannibals now.
Survival.
Oh yeah, we're cannibals. Yep. So basically, if
when somebody dies, we have to harvest their bodies for a resource.
Eat them.
Yeah,
Can't let
we don't
anything
memorize them.
Can't let anything go to waste.
Nope, we have to eat their bodies.
I mean, what's the point of just putting it in the ground? We're not using it as fertilizer. We're just giving it a memorial.
Yeah.
So it's just wasting.
I mean, my ultimate goal is to because there's ways to like that your game can end before Lantern Year 30. That's typically the actual end of the whole game is 30 sessions. But like if your population reaches 0, then that's game over, and then you start all over, and then death count and all that, it can just go up. But it's interesting because there's so many just different settlement locations that, yeah, it's expansive.
Yeah.
I love it. Do we have anything else? Besides, I mean, we could always talk about just more nitpicky things, but
No.
I think we covered the ultimate thoughts on Kingdom Death Monster.
Yeah.
Scale 1 to 10. We'll start with you.
Oh, I mean, I already gave it 10.
Right.
Alright, well, yeah, I just love it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Josh?
10.
10.
Ooh.
I said I was gonna start going hard. I'll give it a 10 as well because I mean the complaint that I have like is drastically outweighed. I will always enjoy playing it. I truly think, even when I'm getting just absolutely reamed in the booty by these monsters.
Yeah.
Just remind me that I said that the next time we play.
Hey, remember? Reamed in the booty?
You said
you're right.
you'd have fun. I was crying about it.
Yeah, I think I'm sitting at a 10 as well.
Yeah, deserves it.
I mean, and the reason why I give it a 10, I should give it a 9, and I'm feeling more of a 9 because I'm the only one that has to know this, and so it's a pain in the ass to set it up, and then it's like, fuck, so you guys rely on me to know this, so it's like whenever I don't, it's like,
well, I'll take it all with me, and we'll and I'll
Yeah.
read it through.
I'm more than welcome.
But because I know that that's really, and it's not even a bad rulebook. I'd be pissed if it was a shitty rulebook, and it's not. And actually, I went to the very back, which I didn't do before when I was bitching about no index.
Oh.
Yeah, they have a glossary, so that's how I found about Hunt XP.
Oh.
Like, and I was sitting there, and I was like, oh, there it is, and then and then so it's a glossary. I'd really like an index, but oh shit, there's a game variants.
Ooh.
They have rules variants offers 5 to 6 players, hero mode, death mode. Death mode is meant for the purist, experienced players that want the full Kingdom Death Monster. All gear is irreplaceable. If a survivor dies, all that gear is archived. Survivors die when they have 3 bleeding tokens instead of 5, and monsters gain +1 damage token at the start of the showdown.
That's
No.
that just doesn't even seem fun.
They have solo play in here or custom campaigns.
I was gonna say there's gotta be a variant for solo play to
Yeah.
like notch it or knock it down like to realistic.
Yeah, and then they have custom campaigns.
That's
Interesting.
awesome.
Oh, that's really cool.
So,
I would say you definitely got your money's worth out of this game.
oh, I would, yeah, for sure.
Oh
And-
yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess that could be a negative for some, and there's actually a comic at the very
Yeah, I
the
wouldn't
back.
say that it's super inclusive at the price point, but I mean.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, the price
Not
point is
everything
definitely. I mean, here's the thing though. There's Kickstarters that come out that suck ass, and they're a price tag like this.
Mhm. You don't get near as much as this game.
Right,
gives.
right. You just have a game with a lot of minis. This you actually have a solid world around it and really good minis.
Yeah.
Um,
And that always makes me happy because I know it's always just like, oh, how much did you pay for this
Yeah.
game? Like,
yeah.
if I had heard that and this game sucked and I heard like how much you guys paid for it, I'd be like,
Yeah. But since
Okay,
since
well.
we all pitched in, it's like even if it did suck and we all pitched in, it's like it's not that bad.
yeah,
You know,
because
like
at least it's not one person.
yeah. Versus wow, I paid $400 for this shit. But yeah, that's really like my only negative about the game. So other than that, yeah, it's a 10,
Yeah.
and we just have more options. Next time we might do the Screaming Antelope, or we might try level 2 White Lion now and pee.
Does everybody
I'm
have
thinking
head to toe
animal.
armor?
I don't. I still need head and legs, but I mean, I'm a crazy
So
man.
you don't need it. No.
Right, so that's our thoughts on Kingdom Death Monster. Let me know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching this, and if you like this video, then click the subscribe button below to enjoy any video that I put out. And right next to that subscribe button is a little bell. Click that so you get notified of whenever I actually upload these videos. If you want to support the channel, you can definitely visit my Patreon page. The link is in the description below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.